What's up? What's up? What's up, everyone? How y'all doing tonight? Gonna get the show started in just a moment. Give me a little minute. We're also gonna have phone calls tonight. We're gonna be doing phone calls and everything. Give me just a moment, y'all. Appreciate y'all pulling up. Let me know if my mic is okay, if I'm clear, loud and clear on my mic. Let me know if my mic is good. All right, I'm good. Okay, cool. All right, so y'all heard the big news today. Art Briles stepped down as the offensive coordinator at Grambling, where he resigned as the offensive coordinator at Grambling. I'm gonna have Mr. Ford call in a little later, and I'm just gonna give him the floor, let him talk his talk, and then after I let him get that out, long as he want to go, I'll let everybody else call in. And damn, did Art even get boiled crawfish? Nah, he didn't get no boiled crawfish yet, man. He didn't get anything, man. He was out of there. And it's crazy that, it's crazy that I didn't expect the media to do what they did. I really didn't see that coming. I thought, they probably was going to talk about it for like a day or make it a little segment or something like that. But I didn't expect the media to like go hard like they went, you know. And then so many people were upset that, he got the job. What's going on, Miss Ivy too? Appreciate you pulling up. Well, yeah, it was crazy, man. I mean, Doug Williams came out, and I think Doug Williams is really what blew it up, because the face of your school is coming out against your coaching hire. That's just a bad look for Grambling. And so I think they really had no choice but to convince him to resign. I think they actually let him go, and they just made it look like he resigned. But just to save face. But when Doug Williams came out, that really blew it up to like another height. Landon Daniel said, "This is news to me." Where you been, Landon? You been under a rock, man? This is like the big story today. This is what's going on. But you know what? One thing I don't like about the media is when there's a negative story about a HBCU, they go so hard at it. They blow it up. But I want them to keep that same energy when the season rolls around. And we need attention. We need the spotlight. We need these ESPN, Fox News, Fox FS1, all these people to give us that kind of attention when it's something positive going on. Just like Jackson State girls, they undefeated in the SWAC, doing some historic things, and you will never see them talk about that on their show. But as soon as something bad happened, or scandal or anything, they all over it. Is Hugh in trouble with the university? I don't think so. I mean, I don't think Hugh would be in trouble, because I mean, he in Hugh's mind, he was just trying to do what was best for his team. He was trying to go out there and get a great offensive mind for cheap, pretty much. That's pretty much what it was. Lawrence Hughes, what up, though? What's going on, Lawrence? All right, I'm gonna put the number up. Mr. Ford, are you in here? Are you in it? Are you in the chat? Cause I'm just gonna let Mr. Ford call first, and you just let him have the floor so he can get out whatever he needs to get out. He always bring the good game, so I like having Mr. Ford on the show, and then I will take calls after that. Make sure y'all hit the like button. I cover swag content over here, so you like this kind of content, make sure you hit the like button. Appreciate y'all pulling up. Hugh might be about to be in trouble with the IRS after that tweet. Yeah, and that's crazy too. Like, you have all these these other media pundits, they're just blowing Hugh's foundation story up. It's just crazy, man. It's crazy. I'm wondering, like, is this stuff done in good faith, or are they just on a smear campaign to make HBCUs look bad? Cause I'm telling y'all, I side eye these people that I know that aren't from the SWAC community at all, doing all these stories, giving them front page articles and stuff like that. I side eye that stuff because y'all not gonna talk about us when we do something good. As much as I love Doug Williams, I hope he keep that same energy and quit the Washington Commanders for having their own. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Dan Snyder had some trouble too in the Washington Commanders organization. So, if you're gonna have that energy for them, for Grambling, you gotta have that energy for the Washington Commanders too. Doug just want the best for Grambling. I believe that. But he also has to understand that when you do that, the media isn't gonna work with us. So when you do that, they're gonna blow it up times 10 because it's a good headline. It's a good negative headline to go all the way with and get clicks and likes. So they like stuff like that. And I feel bad for Grambling because it's a great institution. They have a great football program. So they really don't need this kind of bad press. And it makes the whole SWAC look bad, honestly. And for these people that's in the SWAC, that's cheering and laughing at this is, I understand, you have that rivalry going on between the different schools, but we shouldn't be laughing at this because we all in this together. We're all the SWAC. So on the outside looking in, they're looking at all of us like this. So if Grambling has a bad PR, bad story like this out there, it's going to affect all of us. What's going on, Miss Gowdy? Appreciate you, Miss Gowdy. Outside of 10 run, to my knowledge, Hugh has 0 HBCU experience. Yeah, he doesn't. But Grambling is not going to get rid of Hugh. Like, that's pretty much, he's pretty much trying to change that program around, and he's putting them in the spotlight. So that wouldn't make sense. It's a smear campaign against HBCU. This is about smearing Hugh for trying to emphasize and embrace the pariah. I do believe that. I do believe that the media has a little bit of extra motivation to go in on Hugh Jackson because of what he did with the NFL. I believe that. It's deeper than what y'all think, man. It's deeper than what y'all think. It's just not this stuff on the surface. Like, I believe it's more than that. But I'm gonna put the number up for people to call in if y'all want to get y'all thoughts out. Hold on just a second. All right, that's the phone number right there, 657-390-4814. Y'all want to call in? Make sure, we good to go on that. But yeah, man, I just feel bad for Grambling because, they're trying to get their program together, trying to get their school going in the right direction. And, they just don't need all this negativity. Give me 1 second, y'all. Hold on. Outside of 10, okay. It might be a smear campaign to get kids to stay away from HBCUs since this is the first year that the LBS schools didn't get all the best talent. Hey, man, a lot of that, I wouldn't be shocked if, I wouldn't say that that's the main reason, but I wouldn't be shocked if some people had that kind of motivation that's making these stories. Because, man, I'm on Twitter. If y'all ain't following me on Twitter, make sure y'all follow me on Twitter. But I be on Twitter and I'm just going through looking up HBCU content and stuff like that. And I'm seeing all these people that never cover HBCU content covering HBCUs now. But it's only when something negative happens. That's just crazy to me. Think about how many schools were pissed over HBCUs getting 5-star talent. Oh yeah, they're gonna continue to be pissed though, cause we're gonna keep doing it. It's not over. You know, they can be mad all they want to, but it doesn't even matter. All right, hold on, y'all. I got Mr. Ford calling in. I'm gonna get him on. All right, Mr. Ford, how you doing today?
Hey, this is Mr. Ford. Can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you.
Okay. Some of your callers are getting it, and basically y'all gonna understand what I'm talking about. What I want your callers to do, I'm just gonna throw out some topics, but the main thing I want to do is answer their question. So let them know as I talk. If they got any questions, put it in the chat, and I'll glance down and answer that question. First and foremost, guys, this is not about Art Briles. Art Briles is a rich white man. That's what this country was started for, rich white man. 150, 160 years ago, if Art Briles was back in Texas 150, 60 years ago, he'd have been a rich white man with slaves. So don't spend your time feeling sorry for Art Briles. Art Briles is going to be all right because this is his country, and he's the kind of man that runs this country. Now, let me just tell you what this is all about. This is an attack on HBCUs and Grambling State University.
Right.
Okay? The white power structure is upset because 30% of their slaves are now using these black colleges and universities as the Underground Railroad. Y'all got to understand, when that Hunter kid decided not to go to Florida State and come to Jackson State, that cost Florida State millions upon millions of dollars. There was a guy down at the University of Central Florida, Lapachek is his name. He has told you for years the largest plantation in America today is the NCAA. I don't know why we can't understand that. These people are upset, and they're showing you how upset they are by this attack on this whole thing about Art Briles. But please don't feel sorry for Art Briles. Art Briles is a white man. He getting ready to make more millions, and you and I gonna be suffering and scuffling.
That has millions of dollars.
But the white people, yeah, he gonna be making millions of dollars.
Yeah.
What they're upset about is that a 33% of the black college athletes now who are on these PWI campuses, especially the Division Ones, know if they can't make it or if they're being mistreated, they can come to the SWAC, to the MEAC, they can go SIAC, they can go CIAA. That's what they're mad about. And you hit it on the head. When did the TMZ start covering the SWAC? When did Fox News start covering the SWAC? And like you said, Jackson State's girls are undefeated in the SWAC and nobody knows about it. But anything bad, they blow it up. Mm-hmm. Okay? I looked at that and I said, TMZ covering the SWAC? Fox News is covering the SWAC? Listen, let me go on. One of the things that hurt black people is this.
Let me say this real quick. Mr. Ford.
Anything that the media says. The media is filled with lies and deceit. Let me just say this. Now what they did, their concern was that they said that all of these rapes occurred in Waco, Texas. Let me give y'all a little history lesson. Do you know they used to hang black people in Waco, Texas? All you got to do is Google it. Mm-hmm. Black lynchings in Waco, Texas. It was numerous. Now all of a sudden, they're going to let black boys come down to Waco, Texas, go to Baylor, and rape white girls. Are you that stupid? If you're that stupid, then I got some land for you to sell, that I need to sell you on Mars. Listen, guys, historically, they have always used the media to hurt black people. Let me just give you a look here. I live in Atlanta. Mm-hmm. In 1906, white people were upset about all of these black millionaires in Atlanta. So what the local paper at that time was called the Atlanta Journal-Constitution. They started printing stories saying that black men were raping white women. Now, that was a lie. But what they was doing, they was pushing up the white mob to attack the black community. That's why we had the Atlanta riots. Go and look it up. 1906. but they said it was black men was raping white women. The real reason they attacked that black Atlanta was because black Atlanta was flourishing. We had a man here by the name of Herndon. You can look him up, Mr. Herndon. Mr. Herndon was one of the richest men in Atlanta, black or white. The white people didn't like it. And that's what they do. They are so upset that so many of their slaves have left Florida, Georgia, Auburn, Alabama, and now are looking at these HBCUs. Black people, stop believing every lie that white people tell you. Okay, and let me just say this right here. And I had a lot of respect for him at one time. Doug Williams and Stephen A. Smith are both Negro coons. That's what they are. They have been used by this white media to hurt HBCUs and to hurt Grambling. They are Negro coons. See, them the same kind of Negroes. Back in the antebellum days or in slavery days, they would go and tell the white owner, them Negroes out there, they out there thinking about running away. Okay? And all of this stuff is based on jealousy. Don't let nobody fool you. All of this was based on jealousy.
Let me interject real quick, Mr. Ford. So my problem with Stephen A. Smith is that when it comes to black players and black schools and black topics and black issues, he goes super hard. You know, when he's on TV, like he gets real disrespectful with it, and he just do all the theatrics and all this stuff and cursing and all this stuff. He just goes so hard. But when it's white players or anything white institution that he's talking about, he makes sure that he's very careful with the way he covered that.
Yeah.
That's why I can't stand him.
Let me tell you about Stephen A. Smith. This is what you got to always remember him. If it's 10 topics, he gonna tell you 2 things correct and 8 things wrong. Okay, he is bought and paid for. Now, if y'all just like a Negro being on TV, then listen to Stephen A. Smith. But if you want quality and you want the truth, you don't want to deal with Stephen A. Smith. See, let me tell you something. Stephen A. Smith went to Winston-Salem, played for a legendary coach by the name of Big House Gaines. Once he got big in Philadelphia, he was working for I think it was the Philadelphia Tribune. He was covering the Sixers. He comes back to Winston-Salem, and the first thing he talks about is that Big House Gaines got to go. See, he's one of them Negroes. Okay, it's all about him. And I'm telling you, them Negroes is bought off. Like somebody said in your chat right there, Doug doing all this talk. How come you ain't straightening out that rapist up there that's owner of the Washington Commanders or whatever they call themselves now, the Washington football team? You ain't said nothing to him.
Yeah.
But now all of a sudden, you know, like I say about Doug Williams, okay? One monkey don't stop no show, and he that is without sin, let him cast the first stone. Because now listen, I'm a graduate of Grambling. We know Doug Williams now. Doug needs to sit down and shut up. Be honest with you. Okay, let me get through. If the media, TMZ and Fox News and all of them are so concerned, listen, let me give you a statistic right here. In the last 500 years, white America has murdered 77 million Native Americans and 99 million black people. How come they ain't covered that? You so concerned about this and that? Why you ain't said nothing about that? Huh?
They not.
For 311 years, white people had us in chains here in North America. Okay? Now, they was raping black women every day, every night. How come you ain't said nothing about that, TMZ? How come you ain't said nothing about that, Fox News? But you, every time, like you said, every time something negative comes up about our people, it's front page news. Okay? So I just want y'all to understand, this ain't about Art Briles. Art Briles is a white man. He going to be taken care of, baby. Art Briles is a millionaire.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? So use a fool if you're not worried about him. But what they're showing you is how much they hate us. See, for the last 400 years, white people have always shown us that they hate us, and they have waged war on us. Now, you people who are on the line, if you have any questions, put it in the chat. I'm going to turn it back over to Swackbug, and anything, Swackbug, you see in the chat, I'll stay right here, and I'll answer any questions that they have.
Cool. And what I wanted to say was, the thing that I done forgot my thought just that fast. But what I wanted to say was that Doug Williams has to be careful with the way he's used. You know, you're the face of Grambling. You can't do this. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
I wish he would have done this behind the scenes. You know, if he would have did
But
this
see, Doug
behind the
is jealous.
scenes, yeah.
Listen. Doug is jealous. Doug is jealous. When you come out like this and you say that you're not going to support your alma mater, see, let's remember this. Grambling didn't need Doug Williams. Doug Williams needed Grambling. So Doug Williams said that he wasn't going to support Grambling no more. Please keep this in mind. Grambling was started in 1901. Doug Williams was born in 1955. So understand that Grambling had 40 or 50 years under his belt before Doug Williams was even born. So I'm going to say it again. Grambling didn't need Doug Williams. Doug Williams needed Grambling. So that's why I say he's a coon Negro. He's selfish. See, he and Stephen A. Smith, and I'm going to go farther than that, give you another two that's ignorant and white folks love them, Charles Barkley and Shaq. The reason that white people love and play them up so much is because they're ignorant, because they keep black folks ignorant. That's why they love them so much. That's why they stay on TV. That's why they got to always tell you how much money they got. But let me just say this to all of y'all. We got people out here right now make $10 an hour. Your future is brighter than Shaq's. Your future is brighter than Doug's and all of them because they sold themselves out. You haven't sold yourself out. So your future is brighter.
Yeah. You gotta go with it how you're gonna be remembered. Doesn't matter what you're doing right now.
And remember, there is a thing called Judgment Day.
Yeah.
And it ain't gonna matter how many companies you own.
Yeah.
It's gonna be about your character.
No matter how many millions Stephen A. makes.
That's right.
When his day come and he leave this earth, how will he be remembered by the black community? Because we're gonna be the ones to keep his name alive after he's dead and gone. You know, white people not gonna talk about him anymore. You know, so
he'll be used up.
Yeah. So
another coon.
I wish.
You see any questions so far?
Let me see. Hold on, just a second. London Daniel said, "I wonder, do we have to worry about moles in the HBCU world?"
Listen, don't worry about no moles, baby. All you got to do is continue to pray, live that clean cut lifestyle that the Bible tells you about. See, let me tell you something. I want y'all to, if you don't hear nothing I say tonight. Now, Russia just invaded Ukraine. How come they ain't talking about white on white crime? You know, every time something in the black community is always black on black crime. Mm-hmm. Okay? Russia just invaded Ukraine. They ain't saying nothing about white on white crime. All right? But let me tell you something. If you go to Exodus, the 20th chapter, there's something there called the Ten Commandments. If we would just do the one that says, thou shalt not kill, we'll wipe out black on black crime just by following that. But the thing that black people have to remember, it's over 600 commandments in that Bible, and we refuse to follow them. That's why all of these bad things continue to happen to us. See, we want to worship white people as God. These white folks that's right here. See, that's what we want to do.
Someone asked, is Coach Hugh safe? Is he safe?
You know what? I have no idea.
I think he's safe. Like, why would you?
I hope he is.
Yeah.
But I don't know. You know, because like I said, these people are trying to show you how much they hate HBCUs, how much they hate HBCU football, and how much they hate black people. That's what they're showing you.
And the crazy thing about it, some of us are sabotaging ourselves. We're helping.
Listen, they coons.
We're helping.
Remember,
you know,
you would have that. Go back and look up Denmark Vesey. Denmark Vesey tried to have a slave uprising in Charleston, South Carolina. What happened to the slave uprising? There was a black woman who was a kitchen. She was what we would call a house slave. He shared the story of what he wanted to do in Charleston. She went back and told the authorities because she said she didn't want her white master or the family harm. That's still going on today. That's still going on today. Listen, one of the things they call us, they say we are crabs in a barrel. One of us tries to go up, and the rest of us try to do what? Pull him down. Now, we're not all like that. There's a 33% of our people who are good people are trying to do right. Mm-hmm. But there's a 66% that are crabs in the barrel.
Yeah, and it's just a shame
Yes, sir.
that that a lot of us sabotage this hiring. Well, we sabotage this situation with Grambling, and they don't understand that this makes the whole conference look bad. I don't
Now
care how
listen,
much how
somebody just said right, said, Mr. Ford, do you think if our Coach Briles would have shown some compassion for what happened to those women, would this be a big deal? Let me tell you something. That stuff is going on at all of them Power Five institutions. This is what they do. To get this so-called super Negro that's in them high schools, one of the things they do is they give him a white girl. Okay? He can do as he wants with that white girl. All right? Then when it's time for him to go pro and that white girl ain't going to get no money, guess what she holler? Rape. That's going on at
well,
all them schools.
let's not use that word on the stream.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay. Okay.
but yeah,
So let me just say this to you guys. What happened at Baylor happens at all those schools. Okay? Don't be fooled by it.
yeah. They have special people to like follow the players. They have PR people that actually take care of the players at these Power Five schools to make sure that they don't get in that kind of trouble.
Yeah, listen. The media, listen. The white power structure in this country controls the media. They determine who will be elevated and who will be put down, who will be put in the superior position, who will be put in the inferior position. Always remember, I'm telling you, one of the biggest problems black people got is that they believe every lie that the white power structure tells them through the media. That's one of our biggest problems. That's one of our biggest problems. We believe every lie that they tell. I'm telling you, it's not about Art Briles. Art Briles is a rich white man. It's about their hatred for these HBCUs. And they use black people to hurt, like you said, to hurt our schools. Whether you want to accept it or not, I know Doug Williams won the Super Bowl. Doug is a clown. He's a coon. Stephen A. Smith is a coon. Charles Barkley is a coon. All right?
Yeah,
the
you're
other
right.
guy,
I
Shaq
can't
is a
argue with you
coon.
there. I can't argue with you there. It's
Yeah.
sad. It's just sad that you know. And someone said that Doug Williams is in the face of Grambling. I mean, other than Coach Robinson, yes, he is the face of Grambling. Other than Coach
Yeah,
Robinson.
without a doubt.
You know,
He's the only black
yeah,
quarterback who has won the Super Bowl. No, I'm sorry. No, Russell Wilson won it.
yeah. Russell
And
Wilson
who
won.
else won
He
it?
was the first one to win the Super Bowl.
Yeah, he was the first one to win, and he was from an HBCU.
Yeah,
Because
make sure y'all
it's
like and
him.
subscribe to the channel. Y'all not getting this talk anywhere else. Nobody's gonna be talking like this on YouTube and when it comes to HBCU sports. But I'm gonna keep it real over here. We're gonna keep it real. We're gonna keep it 100, and we're gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you what I think. I think this was something that was deliberately done. I think they
Yeah.
deliberately
Oh, that's right.
went
They
hard
said
at
it
this to
Mahomes. That's
sabotage
right. Patrick
Grambling.
Mahomes is one. Yeah. Yeah, that's right. Mahomes.
Oh yeah, Mahomes.
But Doug is the only one from an HBCU. Now, Steve McNair played in the Super Bowl, I think, against
The
the
Rams.
St. Louis Rams, but
Yeah,
he
they
lost.
lost to the Rams. Yeah.
So Doug won it, and he's the only one from an HBCU to win the Super Bowl.
Sergeant King said he's not the face. Who's the face then, Sergeant King? Or maybe you respond to someone else. Start with the frats and sorors. Oh, okay. I believe they went there hard when they got the first OC to leave.
Okay, the first was that Ted White?
What are you talking about?
Tomorrow's Leader
Tomorrow's
Sports
Leader
Network.
Sport Network.
Are you referring to Ted White, who left and took the job as quarterback coach with the Texans? Is that who you're talking about? You said they got the yes. Okay, yeah. We remember Ted. Ted is he was from Baton Rouge, Louisiana. He went to Glen Oaks and he played for Steve Wilson at Howard University. He was one of the greatest quarterbacks to ever play for Howard University. He came, that boy that talks all that trash with Tiffany Green on
Oh yeah.
ESPN, Jay Walker. He
Yeah, Jay
came
Walker.
after Jay Walker. Jay was before him. Jay came from Long Beach State. He had played for a legendary pro coach by the name of George Allen, and he transferred from He transferred from Long Beach State to Howard. His teammate at Long Beach State was a guy named Terrell Davis. Terrell Davis transferred from Long Beach State to the University of Georgia.
Sergeant King, we just gonna agree to disagree. He keeps saying
What did he say now?
he's saying Grambling has no face right now outside of Coach Robinson. Sergeant King,
No, I don't.
Doug Williams is the face of
I'm not gonna
Grambling.
argue with you on that.
Yeah.
That's not true.
Jay played with Terrell Davis. The SWAC train was on the move.
Even though they pull this and, they're letting you know how much they hate what's going on at the HBCUs right now, if we do what we're supposed to do, they can't stop us. They can't stop us.
My thing is,
I mean,
is the people that's inside the conference that's gonna make things hard. Like a lot of people are laughing at this and think it's funny when this is not really funny to me, because I know how it's gonna look on the outside, and they're gonna use this as a way to say, look what they got going on down there. You don't want to go to no HBCU. You don't want to go to the SWAC. Look what they got going on.
Let me tell you something. As soon as Sports Illustrated, ESPN can come up with some to besmirch and malign the character of Jackson State, they're gonna do it now.
Oh yeah.
Don't even wait. Don't think it's not gonna happen. They are waiting on their opportunity. Remember this, I told you now. As soon as Sports Illustrated, ESPN gets a chance to malign and besmirch the character of Jackson State, it's happening.
That's why we just hope Coach Prime and Jackson State does everything by the book, because they are waiting. They're waiting for a little nugget of something to go hard at and just make this thing blow up, headlines everywhere, in some big scandal.
Because see, let me tell you something. Right now, even though we don't have the money in the SWAC of these PWIs in the Power 5, we got the same kind of following they got.
Yep.
Listen, within the SWAC, you got some of the biggest games in America. Let me tell you something. You got the Florida Classic. That's one of the biggest games in America. You got the Bayou Classic. That's one of the biggest games in America. You got that thing it's called it's up in Birmingham. It's
Magic City Classic.
Alabama State.
Magic City
What's that classic called?
Magic City.
You got the Magic City. You got all of these major classics in one conference. Do you not know that they looking at that?
Frederick Jones said Clarence Ledger looking for those niggas. I can't stand. Let me tell you something. Clarence Ledger is not on our side, y'all. They are not.
Anything to make you look bad.
They are not.
Anything. The only thing is that we got 66% of our people who believe any lie that the mainstream press tells, they believe it. That's the problem. But guess what, guys? Ain't nothing we can do about that.
Yeah, I appreciate you calling in and giving up this good game, Mr. Ford. Let me see if you have any more questions in here. Y'all got any more questions for Mr. Ford? Put them in the chat, and he'll answer them. Hunter said JSU was a game changer and a nightmare come true for PWIs. It must be duplicated. Hunter is a modern day trailblazer and is enemy number one. I'm just ready to see what's going to happen during the season. Like, I want to see.
Listen, man. This season, the season for 2022 is going to be better than the season in 2021 because we didn't have Hugh in the conference. Okay, FAM's going to be better. Alabama A&M's going to be better. Jackson's going to be better. It's going to be better. And let me tell you something. The adversary of the enemy, they know. Somebody said, Mr. Ford, what should happen now? Listen, Hugh has coached at least 2 Heisman Trophy winners. He's coached 2 or 3 teams that won the national championship when he was at Southern Cal. He knows what to do. He ain't lost. He know what up. Listen, Hugh is not a Johnny-come-lately. He has an outstanding offensive mind. He also knows other people that have outstanding offensive mind. This didn't stop nothing.
Yeah. He's gonna get somebody good
Listen,
in that position
yeah, he'll
anyway.
get somebody.
Yeah.
Listen, I just want y'all to know that this attack is coming on us because the SWAC is coming up. The SWAC is improving. The SWAC is flourishing. And when the powers to be see these kinds of things, they don't like that. And they're going to do anything to cut you down.
Mr.
That's why
Ford.
I'm telling y'all, don't spend your time worrying about Art Briles. Art Briles is a rich white man. This country was built for him.
Mr. Ford, what do,
Mm-hmm.
what do you think about the media talking about Hugh Jackson's foundation now? They're trying to pull up his money,
Listen, they were gonna
where the
go
money
they
going and
already
stuff like
mad
that.
with, see, let me tell you what Hugh did. Hugh exposed the fact that they're throwing games in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
When the guy Brian Flores said it, and then he came and backed him up, so they got an axe to grind with Hugh. Now, what they basically told Hugh was, you better shut your mouth. That the powers to be told him. That's why he kind of backed off of it. But everybody knows. Everybody knows. The thing about Brian Flores, he actually believed them white people that was telling him everything was equal and all that. That's where he got messed up at. That's where he got messed up. He actually believed what them people was telling him. See, when you know, all you got to remember about these people here in this country, they are the biggest liars and the biggest deceivers that the world has ever known. Okay, that's what you got to understand. But he actually believed them lies they were telling him. But they got an axe to grind with Hugh. That's why you got to go in and
we're not saying all white
foundation.
people, y'all. We're not saying all white people because I know some people gonna be in the chat and be like, "Oh, you're talking about all white people." No, there are some good white people out here, but y'all have to understand that the media does cater to certain things, and they do things deliberately to make headlines and to do damage to some of these institutions that they're going up against. And then Hugh Jackson really pissed off a lot of people with going against the NFL. So of course they're going to use this as a way to, get on him.
Yeah. See, you got to understand about the NFL. 70% of the players are black. They're not making millions. They're not making billions. They're making trillions. All of the owners are what?
Why?
What are the owners? Are they black?
Mm-mm.
Somebody tell me in the chat, what are the owners? Are they black men? Huh? Okay, you just tell me.
No, they not.
And always remember, if they giving you millions, they making trillions.
HBCUs are under attack. Yeah, man. We can't fall for the trick back, y'all. We can't fall for the trick back.
Yeah.
I don't know if Jackson and Briles are just buddies or if Jackson just had
they go way back.
attitude.
These are two of the best offensive minds in America.
Mm.
Those people that put this pressure on to get him out of there, they knew that. Do you know the amount of money that Grambling was going to make with Art Briles and Hugh Jackson?
Yep.
Do you know the number of times they were going to be on national TV?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know the amount of paraphernalia that they were going to make money off of?
Grambling was finna do something.
You think them people didn't know that?
They was finna do it big this season.
Yeah, they were going to do it big.
Yeah. I hate it for them.
These people, if you're not clean cut and got everything straight, they trying to tear it down.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they trying to do. Go back and look at Greenwood, or what they call the Gap out there in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Those black people were rich. They had oil wells. They had one of the best school systems. They had some of the best restaurants in the country. When they looked at that and they said, you see what them Negroes got? We tearing that down. They actually dropped bombs on them people out there. Okay? I'm telling you, go back and look at what happened in Wilmington, North Carolina, and why they came against them. The reason they came against them because the black people were flourishing. They had a very large middle class, and they didn't like that. And these were the same people, many of them, who came out of slavery. Nothing has changed.
Real talk says all of the SWAC will have benefited from the GSU come up, just like JSU rise. Yeah, we need more.
Still gonna come up.
Yeah, we need more than one school, though.
They're gonna come up.
Yeah, Grambling coming up would have helped the whole conference, but they're still gonna do it. I'm ready to see who he's gonna pick next for OC.
Oh
I'm
yeah,
pretty sure he's gonna
yeah.
try to make another big splash hire.
I think it will.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, if he don't make a big splash hire, listen, Hugh can call plays. He can call plays.
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you, he was the quarterback coach for Carson Palmer at Southern Cal. He was the quarterback coach for Matt Liner at Southern Cal. Okay? He knows what he's doing now.
Yeah, I just want people to realize that it's deeper than what we see on the surface, and
Oh yeah, but
don't let these
always,
don't let
whatever they
this
tell you is
media
a lie.
yeah don't
That's
let
a
these
cover
media
up.
companies don't let these media companies fool
Yeah, I
y'all
tell you, the biggest
into
problem
going
we
against
got
your
is
own
that them
schools.
people tell us lies and we always believe them. I give you a prime example. You got all these black people got a picture of a white Jesus in their house, right? It's right there in the Bible in Revelations chapter 1, I think it's verse 24. It describes a dark-skinned black man with white hair as the Messiah, but we still got a white man in our house and calling him Jesus. Why is that?
Now, people ain't gonna tackle that one, Mr. Ford.
I'm just saying, why is that?
uh, but yeah, I'm gonna get to some other callers. I want other people to be able to come in and
Okay,
chime in. But I appreciate you calling in to the show, Mr. Ford. You're
okay,
always welcome. You're always great to have on the
okay,
show. But I want to get other
okay.
people
Thank you
on
so much.
here.
Listen, give me a call sometime. I got a proposal for you.
Okay. All right, I will.
Okay.
All right.
Have a good night now.
All right, you
Okay.
too. All right, so the next call I'm gonna get on here. Hold on just a second. All right, caller, you live. Talk to me.
Hi, Swag Buzz. First of all, this is my first time calling, so I just want to give you a shout out.
Okay.
I think that you amazing HBCU stuff that promotes just positive things. I just want to give you a shout out for that. And
Thank you.
I know Mr. Ford was before me, and he always has some good conversation. I want to kind of bring a different perspective. So I
Yep.
actually wasn't for Art Briles being hired. So this is my take on it. I think that for a long time that HBCUs were used as a rehab. So if you did bad in your career, you messed up, you had to go to an HBCU because maybe you did something wrong at your Power 5 school, or Power 5 coaches came to HBCUs because they did something wrong, or it was just used as a rehab thing. And I think because of the come up that we're having right now, we're experiencing in HBCU football, that we no longer have to take these people. We don't have to go out and hire people that need our help to get off of our cloud. So I was against it, but what I do think is happening is because it is an HBCU, I think that the media is going to take it and run with it and have a smear campaign on Grambling. And that's something that I'm not for. Now, I definitely think, as I said before, that HBCUs, we no longer have to take these people that don't have the correct task. Because if let's just be honest, he can't get a job at a Power 5 school. I am for redemption for him, just not at an HBCU. I don't think we have to take those people that can't get jobs anymore. I think we're better than that. And I think that I hear a lot of people saying that like he was going to win. Oh, I definitely believe that Grambling is going to have a great season. I'm a Jackson State alum, but I think that they didn't think about the backlash that was going to happen for it, and I think that the backlash is greater than what he could have potentially did. But I agree. I think, of course, they're going to take it to another level to harm us, but at the same time, I don't think HBCUs no longer need to be a rehab to people that were never extended for us. I don't think if it was the other way around and Hugh Jackson had did something pretty much as messed up as this, I don't think the art would have. We don't have to use Hugh Jackson. Let's say it was Buddy Pugh's HBCU legend. I don't think that extension would be to what we said to a black man. But that's just my opinion. I agree with all the thoughts before. I think they're coming hard on us because we are HBCUs, but I don't think that this extension will be given to us for our redemption. Those are
So
my thoughts.
so do you think Hughes should be safe from all this, or do you think that Grambling should do something with him as well?
No, I don't think so. I think that there are a lot of people out there right now that could be high. I'm not for people attacking you, but that's going to
Hmm.
happen when you're in the media because he was black and he works at a historically black college university. I'm not for anyone personally attacking his organization that's doing great things, but I think that comes with it. That's something that I'm not for. But that's if I'm going to be frank, that's what the white folks going to do.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree with what you're saying. You know, I did well, I originally thought of it in that sense that you said, but now that you're saying it, yeah, I don't want coaches coming to HBCUs to fix their careers, you know. Cause once you let one, do that, then we don't want our HBCUs to become a place where, make it look like, oh, it's the hood where you go to get yourself up, and then you go on to
Yeah,
bigger and better things. Like, no, we don't want that. That's why we need to increase the salaries and increase the money that these schools make, so we can hire great coaches and not have to worry about getting crumbs and then people using us as a stepping stone.
most definitely. The way that I see is yes, Jackson State, my alum, we got Travis Hunter, but the SWAC got Travis Hunter. HBCU's got Travis Hunters. Our prices went up. We don't have to walk the same no more. People want to come to us. And
Hmm.
I think that's the way that we have to look at it now. I have much faith in Coach Jackson that he's going to bring somebody awesome to the to be the offensive coach. And I'm coming out to the game. I think Grambling's going to give us some good work, but that's what I want to leave at. Hopefully, that gave the college a different perspective. But I agree with the backlash that people are giving because it is the HBCU. So
Yeah.
thanks for having me, Swag, and keep up the great work.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you for following the channel.
All right, bye-bye.
All right. All right. That was Daria. Great call. Great call. If y'all want to call in, the number is on the screen, 657-390-4814. Make sure y'all hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Hitting the like button gets the stream out to more people, so make sure y'all hit the like button. Yeah, you guys thought Briles was going to bring more money. Can't have it both ways. I didn't know he was at 10 State before. Yeah, he was the Coach Hugh Jackson was the offensive coordinator at Tennessee State. I mean, their last well-known places. Yeah, if y'all want to call in, y'all can call in. This is a good conversation, man. Doug Williams, I respect him a lot. He's done a lot for HBCUs. He brought in the HBCU Legacy Bowl, but I just wish he would have done it behind the scenes, because the media used that. They weaponized that story, and they pretty much did a smear campaign on Grambling, which I feel sorry for them. But I have another call. I'm gonna put them on. Give me just a second. All right, caller, you live. Talk to me.
Hey, Swag Buzz, what's up, man?
What's
How are you
going
doing?
on?
Yeah, I'm actually calling from the Caribbean, Trinidad and Tobago to be exact.
All right, Trinidad and Tobago.
Excellent.
Shout out to
Yeah,
y'all.
yeah. So you have a fan from this side of the world.
I appreciate it. Appreciate it.
Great stuff, excellent stuff. I appreciate the content. But to this particular topic, Swag, when I saw the hire, I shook my head. I'm like, man, wow. And I don't even blame Art Briles. I blame Grambling, and I blame Hugh Jackson, specifically Hugh Jackson. You all notice that in the last month, Hugh Jackson has been almost like a walking L. He's been taking L's left, right, and center. So right now, I think his integrity has to be called into question, because remember, he said, yeah, I too was paid like Brian Flores, and then within a week he had to recant the story. Then he made the announcement. He was defending the hire even yesterday, up to yesterday. He was defending this hire. So I mean, and then the stuff came out about his charity, right? Where they took in X amount and they paid out just a fraction. So I mean, there's a lot of red flags there, but he's a great guy, Hugh. And I think he himself is trying to rehabilitate his reputation. Remember, he didn't have such a great record in the NFL with the Browns and so on. So he came into the SWAC through Eddie George as the OC and got the shot to be head coach and seems to be just swinging and missing, just swinging and missing. So it will be interesting to see what he does next. How the university handle this particular, because I thought backlash, I didn't think he would survive the backlash, and so said so that I was shocked when I saw
Yeah, I
this
think
live.
I think
Yeah,
that he didn't think that it was gonna be as much backlash as it was, because usually, HBCUs don't get that much press. So
exactly.
I don't think he thought that it was gonna be big as it was. But you had First Take, you got TMZ, you got all these big platforms covering this story that they just blew it up, And so
Yeah,
I don't think he foreseen that. He probably thought it was gonna be like a 1 or 2 day thing where they talk about it, and then that
and
was
then it
gonna
was
be it.
died down.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hmm.
but the thing is, the AD doubled down. The AD doubled down, and Hugh Jackson doubled down on the justification, just trying to justify the hire.
Yeah.
And well, look, egg in the face today. So I don't know. I think the Graham fam and people like um, some of the stalwarts like um, Doug Williams and Shaq Harris and those guys will be happy, I guess. But it doesn't look good all around for how Grambling handled this. It's just crazy all around. But excellent work. Continue to do the shining a light and continue to keep the positive vibes, man.
All right. Thank you
Blessings,
for the
bro.
call.
Yeah, man.
All right.
No spin, man.
All right. All right, I'm gonna get to the next caller. Caller from Swag Buzz in Trinidad. Y'all don't know nothing about me. Getting calls from Trinidad. Yeah, we had calls from Africa, Canada, the Caribbean, Costa Rica. Yeah, we've been getting calls from everywhere. Everybody watching the swag, man. This is good that that we're spreading around the world. That's what we need. I'm gonna get this next caller. Hold on, y'all. All right, caller, you live. Talk to me.
Hi, Swag Buzz. How you doing? As your graduate man, this is Clarence from New Jersey.
What's going on,
Man, I'm
Clarence?
just calling here, man. This thing is bigger than our brows or grammar, man. Y'all need to go back into the history, man, of what really happened at Baylor. It's some crazy stuff went down there in Baylor. And our brow just looked the other way. He swept a lot of stuff under the carpet. Y'all keep saying, well, Grambling does. It's not about Grambling, man. It's about what really had happened. And I would never hide our Bailey. Even Southern Mississippi didn't want our Bailey. So it's bigger than that, man. You got a guy doing 20 years in prison or something. Really stuff went down there. So go check your records and see why our Bailey's not really coaching nowhere because he covered up a lot of stuff. They had a lot of sexual stuff going on down on against women. And I'm not making no excuse for it. But like I say, this is bigger than Graham. It's bigger than anything in the SWAC, and that's why people are talking about it. It's got nothing to do with, who they hired. Hell, they could have hired somebody else, Grambling wanted to win at all costs. They looked the other way.
I got
And
you.
you can't do that.
Yeah, I feel you. I mean, look, I'm glad Grambling got away from this because they won't have the stain on them. But I just think the media went overboard with the smearing. I think they purposely did that. That's all I've been saying. Do I do I
I'm
do
saying, man, everybody need to check their records, man. Our Baylor, our brides covered up a lot of stuff, and, and that should have never happened. When you watch Southern Mississippi when checking, the president said no.
Mm.
Okay, you can't do that, man. Like I say, this stuff is bigger than Grambling. Hey, I want to see Grambling be competitive against us. But like
Yeah.
I say, they want to win at all costs. And people might not say that, but hey, yes, they did. They wanted to look the other way, and I think Grambling did a good job. Hugh Jackson did a good job recruiting. See all that other stuff about the foundation now. That's what Now they finna run that. They finna run that down his throat right now.
Mm-hmm.
They finna start covering that foundation. He should have just left it alone.
Yeah.
Because when you made that statement that you got this foundation for sexual abuse women, baby. But y'all better check your records on our Briles. Ain't nobody touching him. And because it's not only a few things, there's a whole lot of sexual abuse going on down at Baylor University.
Mm.
And he just kind of swept and covered up under the rug.
Okay. Well, I appreciate the call. I got other callers. I'm gonna get to them. Thank you for the call.
All right.
All right. Thank you. All right. Next caller. All right, caller, you live. Talk to me.
Hey, how you doing, brothers? Israel.
Hey, what's going on, Israel?
Not much, man. I'm just listening to the callers, and I kind of agree with what your last caller said. I think sometimes people have like shorter memories. For example, Art Briles has been caught up in investigations for the last 4, 6, and almost 10 years. And I think for some of us who knew about it, back at that time, we understand how serious it was and how impactful it was. So, since that time up until now, I think people are kind of disconnected from the impact of it. And I was actually kind of surprised that, Hugh Jackson and Grambling would even give him a look because, with the SWAC being, in the media as much as it is since Coach Prime has been here and all of the other things that you're hearing that some of the other schools are doing to build their programs, I would have thought that Grambling would have been a little more careful in making this decision just because of, what people know about it from from the time period when it was actually going on. So that I was just kind of surprised that they would even give the man a look, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I think Hugh Jackson has history with Art Briles, so he probably was just trying to get him a helping hand to get his career back started.
Right. All right, man. That's all I wanted to add. Appreciate your show. You're doing a great job, man. Keep it up.
All right, thank you for the call.
All right. Later.
All right. All right, next caller, Mr. Lewis. Let me get to you. Hold on just a second. All right, caller, you live. Talk to me.
Hey, Swag Buzz, what's going on?
What's going on?
Oh man, not too much. Just just piggybacking on what the last two guys just said. These guys, man, I just don't know what what he was thinking about at the time. It just it's kind of funny. He would consider even coming to HBCU school knowing that none of the top five, big five schools wanted him or nothing like that. So, it's just kind of funny to me. He would even consider coming down here with all the controversy he got going on, knowing it was going to eventually come out.
Yeah. Maybe he thought it wasn't. Maybe he thought it wasn't. That's what I feel like. I feel like he thought, okay, I'm gonna go to this small HBCU, and I'll be able to coach down here. They're not gonna blow it up like that because I'm not at a big Power 5 program. But it came back to bite him.
Yeah, but the SWAC in the spotlight now. So any little blemish, anything, it's gonna show right now. Any of the SWAC schools, pretty much. Not just Grambling, any of them. Right now, anything, any kind of discrepancy, because like some of the other callers say, they looking at us at all aspects right now. Yeah. All aspects. So but that's all I really had to say though. But like I said, keep up the good work, and that's all I really had to say.
All right, appreciate the call.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Huh?
All right. That was Mr. Lewis giving us a call. But yeah, I'm okay with him being gone, because I don't want the swag to have any bad press. I'm okay with that, but I just don't like what the media is doing because I think they're deliberately trying to make HBCUs look bad. That's the only problem I have with this. But we have to give Grambling some blame. They did go out and hire him too, but I think Grambling can come back from this. I think they'll be okay. I think once they make another splash hire, because I believe he was gonna make another splash hire, and I think everything will be fine after that. We got another call. Let me answer this other call. Hold on just a second. All right, Carter, you live. Talk to me.
Hi, my name is Terry. I'm calling from Atlanta.
Hey, how you doing, Cherry?
I'm doing good. I was calling Swag. I really like your program. I really like how thoughtful your program is, and it's not all the antics and stuff. It's straight questions and answers and pure football and sport.
Yeah.
But so I thank you for what you're doing, man. It's really
Appreciate it.
really awesome. One of the things that I kind of I think I'm on the other side of this thing. As far as a PR, a lot of HBCUs don't have marketing PR firms. You said something earlier that made so much sense. You said Hugh, when he was back at, I think it was in Cincinnati or Cleveland, he tried to bring art back then. And I don't know if it was a big blow-up about it at that time, as it was, but I think he was just trying to bring him as an analyst or not as a position coach. So they go a little ways back. Number two, I think with the PR, what Grambling did, I think when they let him do that interview with that local radio station lady, she did a really hard-hitting story, and it was really good. But we don't have the same, thing as the Power 5 conferences. No one, Hugh and the AD and everybody else should have spoke up first and did interviews first.
Let me talk about that real quick before you go ahead. Like, when he did that interview with them, I didn't like his demeanor. He didn't really seem apologetic at all. He said the right things, but he didn't make it look sincere. I think he should have did a better job of making it look sincere. And she was kind of drilling him with the questions too. So I don't think that interview was really a good look for Grambling. Honestly, once I seen it, I didn't.
I agree.
Yeah, when I seen it, I didn't come away feeling like he was really sorry for what he did. But go ahead.
No, I apologize for interrupting.
No, you good.
But the thing about that is with PR departments, number one, it would have been a rollout. A simple rollout would have been school, coach, it would have been administration, coach, and, it would have been lined up. And then Doug, this is how I kind of feel. I feel like that was a horrible, horrible, horrible interview. But if anybody has ever seen Art Briles be interviewed before, he's a horrible interviewer. He doesn't do a lot. You don't see him on TV doing interviews a whole lot because he is horrible. He's a country boy. He's just a country boy that's a plain old football coach, and he doesn't like to do it. Now, with the incidents that's going on at the school, yes, they were egregious. Don't get me wrong. A lot of things, but it happened, that culture. One of the problems was he didn't have a Title IX. They were mad because Baylor didn't have a Title IX coordinator there to report the things, which I'm happy a Title IX coordinator is there because what it does, it helps with that situation with that young African-American guy at one of the universities some years back where he got blamed for rape and the school just investigated and never got sent to the police and never got reported to anybody else. And that was to help protect the athletes and the students of false accusations. And plus, also with the Me Too movement, it was just supposed to shed more light on it on all campuses. So at the time, he was cleared because they didn't have a Title IX person. Now, what makes him look bad is the text messages when he was almost victim shaming. To where he was telling the lady, hey, why was she even hanging out with that guy? But to hold a coach to a standard for this long, and he's been exonerated, and they paid him $13 million for wrongful termination. But they also, the AD that was over the whole department, now he gets a job at Liberty. His whole coaching staff has moved on. His whole coaching staff has gotten jobs. His son is at
Yeah.
Arkansas State. Pretty much everybody else has got jobs. Even the president of Baylor has found some other job.
Yeah, he's
So,
gonna
but
get
at
another
what
job
point?
somewhere. He's gonna get another job somewhere at a PWI, and it's not gonna be blown up like this. And that's the
It
thing that
will.
out there that's made me mad about this, because when he gets a job at a PWI, the media is not gonna go hard like they went when he got a job at Grambling.
They're not. They're not. They're mad because what that would have given, and it's, if you guys don't understand, Art Briles is loved in Texas. That's why he's going to go back out there to that high school, and they're going to run up there and try to get him canceled from the Mount Vernon High School, like they did for 2 years when he was there, and he's not going nowhere. Those coaches in Texas love him.
Mm-hmm.
So one of the problems is he was going to create a dynamic of a pipeline that would be still there long after he's gone. It's part of a lot of PWIs and a lot of people. And Hugh did make some missteps. The missteps that he made was, he took some L's. He's taken a couple L's. When he came out and supported Brian Flores with the suit, and then he had to backtrack some of that stuff. And then he had a few things.
Yeah.
We have to be careful how they are setting this narrative up, because when SWAC and other conferences are coming up, HBCUs are coming up, and if football players actually change their mind and start coming to us, that's going to affect a lot of people's wallets. So I agree with what you said. They're going to use this thing to hammer us till the sun comes up. If they see they ain't ready. They're hiring Art Briles. But I totally agree with you. I just think that if we're going to want to be with the big boys, we're going to have to step up in a lot of arenas. And like you said, we got to sell tickets. We got to get money. We got to start donating to give these schools a fighting chance to be able to defend themselves in situations like this.
Yeah.
A good PR department, this would have never happened. You would have never let Art Briles had an interview in the state that he looked. You would have cleaned him up. You would have put a suit on him. You would have did a whole lot better, and you would have rehearsed with him.
Yeah.
You would have practiced with him and practiced with him and practiced with him. So I think that if we don't begin to understand that television is a caricature of what the corporations want to see. Now, am I sad Art's gone? Yes, because that game between Jackson State and Grambling was going to be a sellout. It was going to be 65,000 because he was going to bring an offense that was killer.
I think it still is, though. I think it still is. I think.
Oh, it still is.
I think Hugh Jackson is going to get another splash hire for this OC job. I don't think he's done. It's kind of late in the game, but it's not too late. But most of these other coaches already have jobs, so he's going to have to try hard to get a new coach to go up in there. But I think he's going to make another splash hire, and the game is going to be lit just like it was going to be if Art Briles was there.
Yeah, I agree, but I don't know this late in the game what type of splash you can make unless you're going to find some NFL coach that's sitting on the sideline that was a running back coach or something you want to just make a name with. I mean, my whole thing is, and I agree with you 100%. And I know you got other callers, so I'm gonna get off the side.
No,
but
you good.
I just wanted to say, that he's not some retread. He's a hire that Texas and a lot of other schools don't want to see back in that system either. Because that man was laying a shellacking on the Big 12. He was tearing them out the frame, and he was from a little small school in Baylor. And Baylor hadn't been nothing since Matt Rule left. Yeah. And a lot of them left, so it's gone back to being Baylor football once again. But I think that it was more to this. I think it was a whole lot more to this. And like I said, everybody on his staff, and his suspension was actually up this year from the NCAA. So he was allowed to come back. So I think it was up this month or next month. One of them, his suspension was officially up. So I just found that odd how hard it came down and how fast it came down. But I just think Grambling wasn't ready. And one last point, I'll let you go. I don't have a problem with Doug Williams, them putting the microphone in Doug Williams' face. I have a problem with Doug Williams being the hypocrite because those boys at Grambling filed an NCAA complaint, and everybody's forgetting this. Doug Williams left that program in disarray. They were with mold, uniforms. Them boys were in filthy condition. And that was under That was under Doug Williams' regime and Favre's regime. Those guys left those kids. They were eating breakfast for cereal. And so I have a problem with everybody say, oh, well, he's with Dan Snyder at the Washington Commanders, and he wasn't there when all that happened. But you still took a job there. And that Washington Commander situation is even worse. So, because it's even tied into John Gruden, too.
My thing is, I don't understand. If I won a Super Bowl for your franchise, there's no way my small college would be struggling financially. The Washington Commanders would be pumping some money into that, and especially if I'm doing all these appearances and stuff for the Washington Commanders, y'all about to break off Grambling a little bit of money. Y'all gonna do something, you know.
And the conditions were deplorable, Swag. And so, what I feel is every time, no matter what culture it is, the press wants to, or the cancel culture wants to do something, they use someone to justify their anger and visceral. So they'll go get a Doug Williams to go on record. Because the first person Washington Post called was him. And they went on record with it. Boom. And then even if they'll do it they'll do it if they want a white institution. They'll do it. Man, Ben Roethlisberger raped somebody. You got so many.
Let's not say the R word. Let's not say the R word.
Well,
but
I'm sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
He did something criminal.
Yeah.
But it was proven in court that he did. He settled out of court.
Mm-hmm.
So my problem is why this one? Why this guy? Somebody canceled this guy. Somebody blackballed this guy. He made somebody mad, and they want to prove a point. And so, like the other gentleman said, he could have probably got away with this a couple of years ago because we didn't have this kind of attention.
Yeah.
But now that, we have this kind of attention, they wasn't going to be able to do it. But I don't really blame Hugh because Hugh had been really, like you said in your previous call, Hugh been friends with this guy for a while. So he tried to him once before. But that was pretty much all I had to say, Swack. I'm sorry about that, man. I'm going.
Oh, you good. Appreciate the call, though.
All right, thank you so much.
All right, thank you. All right, caller, giving up the good game. Appreciate you, Israel, for becoming a new member. All right, it was a long show. We've been on for over an hour now. Appreciate y'all pulling up. Make sure y'all hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. If you want to call in, you can call in 657-390-4814. I'll take a few more callers. What are y'all saying in the comments? Hugh has keen ties to him. That's what Deion did. Most coaches chase money and are unwilling to stay and build a program. Coach Robinson is great because he stayed and wanted to build a solid program. Well, Coach Robinson didn't really have a choice back in those days because of racism, they wouldn't give him an NFL job. He was better than all those coaches. Coach Robinson was one of the best coaches in the country, and they didn't want to put him in the NFL or give him a big-time Power 5 job. Briles has the USFL job on the table. I don't know if the USFL is going to hire him. They may, though. Like I said, they can go under the table and do stuff, and it's not going to be blown up. Who's to say? They may say, oh, he's just a consultant or something like that, and then let it die down for like a year and then get him the job. These places know how to slick do stuff. Doug Williams really messed up Grambling. Yeah. Make sure I don't have any more calls coming in. If y'all want to call in, you can call in 657-390-4814. I'll take a couple of more calls before we end the show tonight. Appreciate y'all tuning in. Make sure y'all hit that like and subscribe button. I cover swag content over here, so you like this kind of content, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. Also hit the notification bell so you'll know when the next video drops. Swag, but he was supposed to be the OC for the Houston Gamblers with Kevin Sumlin. Oh yeah, I seen that. And that's another thing that's going to be a good outlet for HBCUs, the USFL. So they're going to have another combine. Well, they're going to have a combine or pretty much a tryout in March. So a lot of these HBCU players that's not really getting the NFL looks that they want, they can go there, try out there, do their thing. Yep, that was the case at all levels of football. Build a program and move up. It's the American way. Coach Robinson wasn't swag hopping either. Like some coaches, Dooley dropped off his furniture in Baton Rouge before he went to Jackson for the swag championship. Y'all are funny, man. Dooley went where the money was. That's what happened with Dooley. Adidas also the sway of things, the sponsorship. Yeah, we have to think about sponsorship too. You know, Grambling really didn't have a choice. They're probably saying he resigned, but you know, Adidas probably said, hey, we can't, we can't sponsor y'all if y'all gonna have him on, because let me tell y'all something. That Me Too pressure, that's a lot of pressure. These schools do not want to deal with that. Which team will rep the Swag West in the fall? I think it's gonna be Grambling. I still think it's gonna be Grambling. You know, they got some very good players on that team. And then they have Hugh Jackson there too. All right, y'all. I appreciate y'all tuning in tonight. It's 10:30 Eastern time, 9:30 there in Central time. If I have any more callers want to call in, y'all can call in. Phone number 657-390-4814. I'll take a couple of more people if y'all call in the next 5 minutes. I think some players are going to jump ship to other teams. I don't know about that. I think Hugh has them. I don't think we're going to see anybody switch from Grambling. It's kind of late in the game, too. Like, it's kind of late to be trying to jump teams. I think some player. Doug doesn't know how to market himself. Yeah, the Me Too are the biggest consumers. Yeah, I mean, it's just these brands out here, they don't want bad PR, you know. You can't be seen as a company that's, sponsoring the school that, has that kind of bad publicity going on. Cause when these people get mad, they actually call your sponsors. They look up when they're doing a Me Too smear campaign. These people look at your sponsors and then they do coordinated phone calls to your sponsors, telling them, why y'all sponsoring them? They do this, they do that. I'm not gonna buy your stuff anymore. And then they do a whole coordinated campaign to really get you taken down. So this stuff is not for play. Get those JSU tickets tomorrow. Season tickets. Oh yeah, y'all gotta get the season tickets now. I'm gonna go to a few games. I'm gonna go to the Southern game. I want to go to the Texas Southern game as well. And I think I'm gonna go to the Memphis game. I'm gonna try to go to a few games this year. That's what happened to Grambling. Charles 01. Yeah, I would not be shocked if they called all the sponsors for Grambling and was going in on them. People that don't even know nothing about Grambling calling the sponsors. People they don't know nothing about Grambling. They just seen the story on First Take. They seen the story on all these other platforms, TMZ or whatever, and they just said, you know what? I'm mad at this. Let me call the sponsor. Let me call Adidas. Let me call whoever, And that stuff like that matters, man. It can hurt a school. It really can. When Hugh get that call in a couple of years, he will take this show on the road. Also, money talks. JSU basketball Lady Tigers now 16-0 in the SWAC with the win tonight. Yeah, they got 2 more games after this one, I think. So, yeah, they're doing great, man. The women's basketball team, Jack State women's basketball team, is doing an amazing job. And it's a shame that the media hasn't talked about that. You know, y'all talk about this other stuff, but y'all don't want to talk about the good, you know. That's the thing that makes me mad. The victims are still affected. Now, you know, I sympathize with the victims, you know. I sympathize with the victims. So, honestly, I'm glad Grambling doesn't have to worry about this anymore. You know, they can go out and find a coach that's not going to have any kind of taint on him, and they can really, you know, build a program up and do what they're supposed to do. All right, y'all. I think I'm going to cut the show off tonight. It's getting late. I appreciate y'all tuning in. Make sure y'all like and subscribe to the channel. I cover swag content over here. I'll be posting a few more videos this week. I'll also be going live again. I'll let y'all know beforehand when I go live. Just make sure y'all hit the notification bell so you'll be notified whenever I'm live, and you can just come on right on to the stream. Hugh is probably one more strike away from really getting some heat. Yeah, I kind of hate Hugh came out doing the Brian Flores thing, though. Like, I really think he could have saved that because, you know, he could have did that later. I really feel like that put a spotlight on him and a target on his back for the media. Don't stay away too long. Don't stay away so long. Okay, appreciate it. Well, yeah, I had to get some. I had to replace some equipment, so that's why I wasn't able to go live last week. But I'll be going live again this week, and I'll be doing more videos and posts. You got tickets to the March 21st party? No, I won't be in Jackson to go to the party, but it should be a good time. It should be a great time. JSU Tigers, I see you. You need to do several of these a week. I guess I'm gonna try to build. Well, I'm really waiting on the season to start to really go live frequently, because, you know, like I want to have stuff to talk about, you know. So I kind of want to let stuff build up in the swag, let stuff happen, then so we can have a lot to talk about. But yeah, I'm gonna start going live at least twice a week. Do it at least twice a week. I hate it for Briles, Hugh, and the GSU family that was supportive, but as a GSU fan, I'm not shedding any tears. Peace out, Jaguar Nation. All right, Sergeant King, appreciate y'all tuning in. All right. But yeah, I'll be back sometime this week, and I'll let you all know when I come back. But yeah, I appreciate y'all tuning in, and I'll catch you guys on the next video. I'm gone.